Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to share some guidance and pull some cards for this week ahead. That's this week starting Wednesday the 28th of December through to Tuesday the 3rd of January 2023. How exciting! So we're splitting up the week this week from one year to another. So while you're coming over, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my oracle cards that I've created. There are two decks of cards in here, the Animal Kingdom Oracle and my Speed of Light Oracle cards. And I've combined the two decks together to make 110 cards, which I'm going to use and lay out and find the best cards for this week ahead. I'm not doing individual guidance today or pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everybody. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. As always, I recommend that you take on board what feels right, what resonates, and what fits into your life easily, makes sense to you at this time in your life, and let the rest go. Think of this as a guide only, and let's allow ourselves to be surprised, meaning let's let go of all expectations in coming here. If you're expecting to hear something specific, let it go, because there's a high chance you won't hear what you're specifically expecting to hear. So if you let it go and let yourself be surprised, then you're more open to really hearing what you need to hear rather than having expectations assigned to what you want to hear. So let's get started, shall we? I trust you're well. How are you doing today? I'm feeling fantastic. We're having a bit of a storm through. We haven't had much rain yet, but the wind has picked up, and I think we're about to have a cold front come through after a week or so of beautiful warm weather. So it's been lovely. So there's a change in the air now, and things are going really well. I love this period of time, probably between about the solstice up to the first few days of the new year. It's summer, it's just nice, commitments have stopped and can focus on other things. It's just a beautiful period. So I trust that you're well. Let's find our best cards for this week. So before I start focusing on that, just a quick recap on last week's theme was the Rainbow Serpent. And the Rainbow Serpent was all about taking ourselves and parts of our life to the next level. And I talked a lot about, if we're expecting our life to go to the next level, we really have to start by taking ourselves to the next level, and our life going to the next level really is a rippling out of us taking ourselves to that next level. So have you given yourself permission, or even maybe made a personal commitment? Maybe you're seeing it in your life of things moving up to the next level, especially within yourself and the problems that maybe you've been facing in recent weeks or months, or maybe even years. So that's last week. Now we're focusing on this week. So I'm shuffling the cards, and I'm asking the cards to show us, the majority of us, what we need to know for this week ahead, starting Wednesday the 28th of December 2022 through to Tuesday the 3rd of January 2023. So the best cards that the majority of us need. Whoops, I was just about to pick them, but I'm not now. If I drop a couple, I like to reset. So the best cards for this week for the majority of us, the 28th of December 2022 through till the 3rd of January 2023 are these. And let's put them around in a circle, starting at the top, 12 o'clock. And then we'll go like 1, 2. One card for the 1, 2 spot, a card for 3, a card for the 4, 5, a card for 6, a card for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have 5 Speed of Light, 8, 3 Animal Kingdom. Let's turn them over. Oh, we're starting with 2 featured cards, so we'll come back to those in a second. So lots happening this week. Okay, the first featured card is the featured timing card. It has further instructions here which say to take the top card of the deck to add to that card. So I'm just going back to my deck and we'll grab the owls to add here. And then the other featured card is sensuality, and that has further instructions here which say to breathe deeply and choose a random card. Okay, we'll go with this guy. Oh, the butterfly. Fantastic. All right, so we've got lots of cards here. Let's start. Wednesday, the 28th of December. We've got these 2 cards. They've come up together for a reason. So let's look at them separately and then we'll look at their relationship together. This is Solar Cycle, card 52. And it says 24 hours past or future. So it talks about a 1-day cycle, basically. So the next sort of day, so it could be a day past or 24 hours past, 24 hours ahead, is significant. And we've been encouraged to observe. We may have found maybe in the last sort of 24 hours or the next 24 hours to come that we might be in observation mode. This is card 35 called the Owls, and it says the power of observation. So this is observing and watching and waiting. It's paying attention to the details all around. You know, sometimes we get involved with things and we're missing that observation. So there is a sense of distance here. There is a feeling of stepping back in some ways and watching, observing what's going on. And what we're doing is we're watching and we're observing. We're waiting for the right moment to take action. So it's like we're observing and waiting for the green light to turn on so then we can go and then we can proceed. So we might find this sort of time period around Wednesday. So we could say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, around this sort of time period that some of us may have stepped back into observation mode, watching, waiting, and waiting for the green light to turn on. Now, Thursday, the 29th of December, we have these 2 cards. They also have come up together for a reason. So let's look at them separately first. It's card 46 called Sensuality. And down here it says love, breath, relationship, and passion. This card especially brings forth energy of reinflating ourselves with life force again, especially after a period of feeling deflated or flat. So if you've been feeling like all the air and life has been sucked out of you lately and you've been really struggling to get that sort of your mojo back, if you like, then this card is suggesting that it's quite favourable on Thursday or around Thursday to breathe life back into ourselves again, to reinflate us. So if we were a balloon and all the air was sort of out of us and we were like a deflated balloon, how can we breathe air and life back into ourselves again and reinflate ourselves with life force? There is also an element here of highlighting love, relationships, including our relationship with ourselves. And it comes up with this card, which is an exciting card. It's card 6 called Butterfly. And it says hearts, opening, freedom, passion, and action. So we've got a key word, one key word that's kind of overlapped here is passion. But this card is about opening our hearts. There's a dreamy element to this card, so it's not very grounded in its essence, and that's okay. It's like dreaming in faraway places or new ideas or goals or things we might want to do, things we might be sort of fantasizing about in some ways that we're dreaming about. And we're being encouraged to keep that dreamy energy alive, and maybe that's part of what helps us breathe life back into ourselves again, of that hope of something positive to look forward to. I know for me, I personally really like setting myself goals or projects or things to work towards or focus on. It gives me direction. And I find that if I don't have anything to focus on, if I'm in between projects or I've just not really got anything to focus on at this time or at a particular time, I do tend to feel a bit flat. So I do tend to run a bit higher in my energy when I've got something that drives me, something to look forward to. I tend to try not to make it too pie in the sky, too unrealistic, my dreams and my goals or my fantasies of what I want to work towards. I like to try and keep it really practical, something quite doable and something that I can really focus on a little bit of time, maybe most days, from now. So I like to try and keep these really practical and doable, really substantial, I suppose, quite physical in their nature in general. So what is it that you're thinking about or dreaming about? What are your ideas that are coming in? And how are they invigorating you at this time? Is there a way you can bring these dreams or these goals, these things you're thinking about, if they're worth taking action on, is there a way you can start bringing them into your life, into your reality? So that's pretty much what these two cards combined is what I'm feeling here, is if you want to feel more invigorated about life, then maybe think about what can you set yourself, what dreams can you dream, what goals can you set that give you something to look forward to, that speak directly to your heart, that challenge you and push you into learning something new. This feels quite strongly coming in for Thursday. So then we've got Friday the 30th, and we've got these two cards for Friday, Gathering and the Buffalo Woman. So let's look at Gathering first. Gathering is card 53. Hi everyone. 53, and it says helping, ready, leader, and meeting. So this is talking about a gathering of like minds, a gathering of family, a gathering of people around Friday. So gathering for a common purpose or a common goal. So working or connecting with other people is important. We might feel a bit sociable on Friday. And it comes up with the Buffalo Woman card 4, and it says talents, gifts, skills, and recognition. And this is really about recognizing what we have contributed to work, or what we have contributed to our life, or what we have contributed in what we've done perhaps for 2022. What have we done? If you're waiting on other people to recognize your efforts, then you might be waiting a while. So I feel it's important, instead of waiting for other people to recognize what we feel that we've done so brilliantly, let's recognize that for ourselves and recognize the effort and the hard work that we've put in. Give ourselves a pat on the back to encourage us to continue to keep going. Because if we're waiting on other people to recognize us and the recognition doesn't come, that also deflates us. So instead of waiting on it and putting our hopes on other people to acknowledge whatever it is that we feel is valuable that we've done, let's recognize that ourselves. There's also an element of this card that talks about our hobbies, taking our skills to the next level, so advancing our skills or learning a new skill. There might be a connection here with this dreamy energy that I talked about for Thursday, and reinvigorating ourselves again. Maybe for some of us this is connected with a hobby or learning a new skill or taking a skill that we have to the next level. So they're present for Friday. It doesn't necessarily mean we're practicing that yet, but we may have an idea that's brewing that I would really love to learn this in 2023, or I'd really like to advance this skill that I've got so I can advance it or something like this. So it doesn't necessarily mean we'll be doing it on Friday, but maybe thinking about it and getting the ball rolling. And then we move to Saturday, the 31st of December, the last day of 2022. And we have the Elephant card 7. And it says family commitments. So this is highlighting the energy of family around for Saturday on the New Year's Eve. that there might be family gathering or family energy that's strong around for some of us. This is also for us as an individual, reminding us to keep going, to keep plodding along, to keep going the distance. That life is not a sprint, life is a marathon. And we're being encouraged to pace ourselves, to keep going and to just steadily continue to make progress. There are going to be times where we feel we make a lot of progress and times we feel we hardly make any. And then hopefully lots of in-between time where we are making that steady progress. So if you're feeling a bit like you're not really progressing much or life has gone backwards for you, maybe remind yourself or look at it from another perspective that maybe you are making more progress than you think or than you recognize. And if you're not, if you still don't recognize any progress you're making, then maybe it's a good time to tap into that and figure out how you can make steady progress. Maybe it's about being kinder and gentler to yourself instead of treating yourself nastily. Maybe that needs to change. Maybe there's something about how you treat yourself that needs to shift, that you can start 2023 on the right foot, if you like, moving forward and implementing things that you feel are missing in your life. So we move to the 1st of January now, the 1st of January 2023, and we have the Rabbit card 16. And the Rabbit says to make your move, to make your move. So this is a time of action. Now, we might feel scared and petrified and paralyzed, and on some level, the rabbit is a bit of a scaredy cat. We have a lot of rabbits actually just living out in our backyard, which is really nice. I was watching one just before I started the video actually, and it's really interesting watching them, feel safe and be munching away on the grass. And then when there's a noise or a bird flies overhead or the door opens or the cat comes out, and they sort of freeze. And then they figure out, okay, should I just freeze or should I bolt? And sometimes they bolt, sometimes they just wait. So what are you feeling a bit paralyzed by? What are you feeling a bit sort of like you're waiting on? And you're maybe waiting and you're not sure if you're going to bolt and make your move or if you're just going to keep going with what you've been doing. So there might be a bit of fear that comes up, a little bit of resistance perhaps around the 1st of January as you really contemplate more deeply and more seriously what you need to make your move with. What needs to progress for you moving forward? And especially, this is very favourable time as we shift into the new year. It's a great time to harness that energy of movement and that energy of new beginnings. I find, I hear a lot of people say New Year's resolutions don't work. The New Year's is just all... I actually find it works really well for me, but I'm a very practical sort of person. So I find that as I kind of assess my year that's been, so as I assess 2022 over these coming few days, and as I work out what I want for my new year, I tend to be able to do that in a really grounded way that makes it happen. I hear a lot of people think that it doesn't happen, whatever these New Year's resolutions are. It doesn't have to be that way. So just be careful that you're poo-pooing the new year and the energy that it has in doing or bringing new things into your life, because you can harness and work with the energy that it brings, this new fresh start, this new fresh year. Let's start afresh now. And you can work with that beautiful movement to actually manifest some serious and real changes in your life. And be careful that you're not talking yourself out of it, or you're not listening to people that are saying New Year's resolutions are BS. Because I'm certainly not saying that, and I don't think that I've ever said that, because I don't feel that way. I do feel that we can work with that movement. So work with it. Make your move as you need to. So Monday, the 2nd of January, and we have actually card 2 for the 2nd, and it's prayer. It says, ask, help, answers, and improvement. So this is about asking for help. So if you need help, be careful you're not expecting others to be mind readers. So if you need help, ask for help. It's really that simple in a lot of ways. If you need help, recognize that and ask for it. If you need help, don't sit back being bitter and angry, waiting for other people to see that you need help and them just offer it. It rarely happens. If you need help, ask for it. Step up and ask for it. So if you are in serious need of help and you recognize this, especially around Monday, then please step up and ask someone to help you. And most of the time, someone will step up and say, yes, I can help you, unless they really can't. And then hopefully there's someone else you can ask. But if you need help, please ask for it. This is also about improvement. If you've been asking for your life to get better, if you've been asking for your life to improve, then this is the answered prayer that's coming. So answered prayer. I think I did call this card answered prayer before. So your prayers are being answered. If you do seriously, genuinely want things to improve for you in your life, you can trust that as you hold that intention of improvement, that improvement is coming. And it often starts, like I said a lot last week, it starts with looking at how we can improve ourselves. And then taking us up to Tuesday, the 3rd of January, is Sacred Haven card 5. And it says gratitude, connect, reflect, and stand still. Excuse me. So this is our gratitude card. This is about stopping, counting our blessings, stopping and smell the roses. And I must say, I'm really loving doing that, although my allergies don't probably agree. But my rose bush is just abundant with beautiful pink roses, the old-fashioned sort that smell like beautiful rose. So I do stop and smell these roses while they're out. So do you need to stop and smell the roses in your life, especially around Tuesday? What do you need to stop and count your blessings with? Do you need to practice more appreciation and gratitude in your life for the things that are working, the people that are there for you, the things that are good for you, the good health perhaps that you do have, the roof that you do have over your head, the fresh air that you're breathing, the food that you have in the fridge, the warm fire that you can sit beside if it's cold where you are, or the air conditioning you may get to sit in if it's hot outside. So there is a lot of things that we can be grateful for. And I feel like starting the year, and if we haven't started the year in that way, at least by the time we get to Tuesday, let's really think about practicing gratitude, genuine gratitude, not pretending, not calling up every person you know and saying, I'm grateful for you, if you don't really mean it. Like, really mean what you're grateful for. Feel it genuinely. That's where it counts. If you're pretending to be grateful, it doesn't really have the same feeling or the same effect. So if you're struggling to find anything to be grateful for, if your life is really difficult right now, then sending you lots and lots of love. And also in regards to gratitude, strip it back to the basics till you find something that you're grateful for. If you're feeling really grateful and life is going really well, you might have big long lists of all sorts of things you're grateful for. If you're not going that well right now and life is difficult and you're really struggling to survive, then you may not have a big long list. You might struggle to find one thing to appreciate. But if you can find one thing, even if it's just warm clothes to wear today, or a comfortable bed to sleep in, or you've managed to find a meal for your meal today, then that is something to appreciate. So practicing gratitude and then allowing it to sort of snowball can be really beneficial in a quite a positive way. So practicing gratitude on Tuesday. So there are our cards for this week. Very exciting. I trust they resonate with you and support you. I'm going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed the video, please interact. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. Please contact us privately if you'd prefer. So I have got my next 12-hour healing event, 12 hours solid healing. It's amazing. We can go so deep in 12 hours of focus. It's fantastic. That's coming up on the 10th of January, Tuesday, the 10th of January. is my next 12-hour healing event, which I dub a healing marathon, because it is. And I'm really looking forward to diving in. We're going to be connecting with our theme, the Phoenix Rising. That's the 10th of January. If you're inspired to join in, you can find the link on my website. Also, my next art class and my next card reading club for the 20th of January are up on my website too. You'll find all those three on the home page. If you'd like to grab yourself a deck of my cards, either of these decks or both, you can find them on my website. And also there are a bunch of other things too. So please check out my website if you'd like to learn more about the work I do here at Temple of Balance. That's templeofbalance.com.au. So let's see, what is our theme card for this week as we transition into 2023? So I'm looking for the best theme card for the majority of us from the 28th of December 2022 through to Tuesday the 3rd of January 2023. And the best theme is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And it's the dragon, a dragon. We've got 5 dragons. It's the water dragon. So the dragons are the most powerful cards in the deck. So already this is showing that this is potentially a powerful week. It's card 24 called the Water Dragon. And it says, diving into new depths. The water dragon came up in last week's card reading too. So this is a powerful energy, if you like, around at this time, as it did come up last week, and our theme for this week. It's highlighted or aligned with the water element. The water element is connected with our emotions, our creative energy, our sexual energy. So we might find those energies quite high this week, as our theme card is the Water Dragon. So a lot of powerful energy around the water element. And we're also being called to dive into new depths within ourselves and our life. And the key to that, I find, is feeling our way forward, feeling our way through things. Feelings and our emotions want to be in motion, so they move us. The only time emotions become stuck or stagnant is when we're not really allowing ourselves to feel our way through. Feelings and emotions change. So if you, for example, if you're feeling angry and you acknowledge that anger, I'm feeling angry for whatever reason, and you're expressing it in a constructive way that's not harmful to yourself or others, that energy will move into the next feeling. So if we hold ourselves in a feeling, grief is another big one that we tend to hold ourselves in because we're not on some level not giving ourselves permission to continue to let the energy move or the emotion move. So we hold stuck or stagnant. So if you've been feeling stuck or stagnant lately, I can almost guarantee that you're not listening to how you feel, that you may be looking the other way or distracting yourself. So if you can face and look into and dive into those feelings that you have and confront them and feel them and let them move, let them teach you whatever they have to teach you or inspire within you whatever they need to inspire in you, that will drop you down into new depths, into your life and into yourself. So if you're ready to take your connection with yourself and your life deeper, then probably the key is in feeling your way into that place. Feeling your way forward. Don't be afraid of your feelings. Now, if you've been ignoring them for a while, they're going to seem loud and dominating and fearful, like anything that we kind of ignore. So it might be difficult to start with. It might be intense to start with. But as you travel through that feeling, as you look at it and you travel through it, it will become easier. And then the feeling will change and the feeling will move. So let your feelings move you to where you need to be. Don't be afraid to feel whatever it is you feel. You can work with your journal if you're dealing with very difficult emotion that you've been ignoring for a while, that's been creating a really big stagnation around you. You can work with your journal to express whatever it is that you're feeling. Whether you think you should be feeling it or not, doesn't matter. If you're feeling it, then express it. And getting it out in your journal can be one of the best ways, because you can feel angry at whatever or whoever, and you can express it in your journal. You can write down how angry you are or whatever it is that you're feeling. And then that energy, that feeling will subside, it will move, it will change to a new feeling. And then ultimately what we probably want to do is end up getting towards that feeling of gratitude, of genuine gratitude. So as we confront the biggest feelings that have been trying to get our attention for a while that we've been ignoring, as we confront those and dive into them and feel our way through them, then ultimately coming out the other side, or coming through that with gratitude, feels to be like almost the prime objective in some ways. So we can start the year clearer instead of carrying all this emotional baggage with us, because it will just stay there. Do you want to keep carrying it for another 6 or 12 months or longer? Or can you confront it now and turn around, face it, holding your sword of truth, holding your shield of protection, and confronting, sort of slaying this dragon, this inner dragon of emotion that you've been carrying around with you? It's not going to go anywhere until you look at it. And the more we ignore it, the louder it becomes. So do you want to put it off for another week or two, or months or years to come? Or can you find the courage this week to turn and face that you've been carrying, that you've been burdened by, and really face it as honestly as you can? So the dragon supports this sort of energy this week. It's powerful, a very powerful potential week ahead for us as well. So enjoy. I trust this resonates. Have a fantastic rest of your year. Happy New Year. I may be in beforehand. I have no idea. I'm just going to see how I feel at the time. But if I don't see you again, have a happy New Year, and hopefully I'll see you again in 2023. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.